Well, at first I was really angry because I got to my car and the HJ sign was plastered on my windshield, and I wasn't too happy. And then they started putting his picture on the poster, and so I knew who to go to with my complaints next time I found something on my windshield. And then after a while, they said, "You want to meet HJ?" And every time I saw those posters, I just said out loud, "No." And I didn't want to.
The HJ flyers are an interesting, problem. I personally did not place the flyers. When they first came out, I was a little disturbed about what was going on. Who is HJ? Of course I knew it was me. But I told people rumors. I'm just like, well, I don't know who it is, because I didn't want my good name soiled and everybody talking around school about me. But eventually, once my picture came out, I was very unnerved by it. But eventually I'm just like, well, I'll accept it for what it is, and I'll deal with my newfound fame as HJ.
I was slightly annoyed about HJ, but frankly, I don't care.
Interesting. So have you heard the story about what HJ means?
No, I haven't.
Really?
I'd be happy to hear it, though.
I heard it stood for hand job. That's what I hear. Supposedly he woke up and some girl was giving him a hand job. So they call it HJ.
I was at a party with the guy who's on that flyer, and he seemed really excited about them.
He was hitchhiking, and 3 crazy girls picked him up, and then, did what they did.
I can't think of anything it could possibly stand for, though it does remind me of Jesus H. Christ, JHHJ. Beyond that, I really don't know.
Basically, my friend and I drove across country this summer, and we picked out, outside of Boise, Idaho, 3 hitchhikers. Their car had broken down. They were kind of punk. We're just like, oh, whatever, we'll pick them up, see what's happening. So we drove into Boise with them, got a couple cases of beer, and rented a hotel room for the night because we had nowhere to go. And I'm guessing Boise is at a much higher altitude than I'm used to drinking at. So I drank way too many beers and blacked out. My first memory, or recollection from that night, is waking up sometime in the middle of the night with one of the ugly girls giving me a hand job.
Well, from the posters, I assume that he's doing some kind of project, trying to high-five a bunch of people and stuff. I'll high-five him, I'll slap his fucking face.
Interesting. So, do you think he's putting up the flyers himself?
He might be. He might have lackeys to do it.
Well, I don't have any firm evidence. Well, that's not true. I do have firm evidence that I didn't put up the flyers. Basically, these last set of flyers that came up, talking about how I won the home run derby 3 years in a row, I couldn't have done it because I was away at Philadelphia, came back, and they were up. So basically, I haven't put up any of the flyers, and I can tell people, 100% for sure that I did not put up any of those flyers.
I heard a rumor that you might have been involved, who's putting up the flyers.
See, I've heard that too. I'm here to say that that's not true.
Yeah?
That it isn't. I have no links, no connections, no affiliations, other than informal social ones with the HJ phenomenon. So
can you prove that you weren't putting up the flyers, or?
I'll put it to you this way. If you want to launch an independent investigation, you will find me innocent. I don't feel like I need to prove anything. What, just to your request? No, but if you search out the facts, you're going to find that I have nothing to do with the conspiracy, with HJ, or anything that might, surround the issue.
So you did not put up...
No, I have nothing to do with the flyers.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's all.
The question of who is difficult to ascertain. My problem is that I don't have any hardcore evidence as to who, in fact, is placing up the flyers. I do have a feeling that, Jonah, what's your last name?
Charney Surratt.
Right.
I was gone this fucking weekend. I was away while you were in Philadelphia.
Alright, so I've heard that you saw Jonah Charney Surratt putting up what seemed to be the HJ flyers. Could you just give me the story?
Okay, so like I was on my hall. It was like 2 in the morning or something, maybe even later. And I walked out and like he was there and like he had a backpack with him and he was like putting some papers into it, and like it was like the I like high fives one, and I was like, what are you doing? He's just like nothing, and he was really like kind of defensive and kind of weird and stuff, and I kind of figured he was putting up the flyers.
I probably ripped out 100 flyers on a walk through campus because they're pointless and a waste of paper, and I recycled them instead.
Given that there seems to be no point to postering hand job everywhere, yeah, it's a waste of trees.
I don't know. You know, my kind of critique of it is it gets to a point where it's not clever humor anymore. It's juvenile. You know what I mean? It's too easy. Like making fun of someone based on like sex and bodily humor is, you know what I mean? It's just a low level of humor.
Tell me about the hand job. Was it good? Did you come?
That's a little, I'm not going to go that far in the description for this, but the hand job itself, from what I remember, was pretty bad. And basically I was just annoyed and confused all at the same time and questioned what the hell was going on, and eventually just, you know, knocked her off.
So you don't like HJ?
Mm-mm. No.
Do you have any other reason not to like HJ?
Yeah, well, he gives tours of the campus, and you know those tours, they're just filled with lies.
The only real interesting part about me being a tour guide in this whole HJ thing was I was leading a tour through the Dakin Quad, and my tour was starting to notice that, you know, people had been giving me high fives. My tour was starting to notice that there were pictures of me all over campus, and no one really noticed that this one father in the back kind of looks at me and he's like, those are your pictures all over campus, aren't they? And I basically, I couldn't deny it. I'm like, yeah, they are. And he's like, what does HJ stand for? And I can't go tell like parents in the tour group that it means hand job. So basically I was just, you know, stating, oh, I really don't know. It's just a joke that my friends decided to play. And I mean, playing dumb and innocent. So even though I am innocent of putting the flyers up, there's still Aaron Marcus lying underneath, you know, the HJ exterior.